Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Rossignol XV. It's had a bit of an overhaul since the last time I reviewed it. This board features Rossignol's AmpTech Elite camber profile, which is 80% camber with 20% rocker in it. Now that 20% is broken up with 15% in the nose, 5% in the tail. So that does mean you get more rocker in the nose, which is going to help you for ease of entry in and out of turns, as well as powder float. You got that camber section in the middle, which is going to give you all the load, pop, snap, and drive of this board. This board's available in 156, 159, 162, 167, 161 wide, 165 wide, and 169 wide. I rode this board at Arapahoe Basin on a day that started with gray skies that turned blue. You had 5 inches of fresh pow that was light and blower that turned heavy as the day went on. You had chopped chunder and even perfect corduroy, and I rode it with my Rome black label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. So they drastically softened this board up compared to the previous model, and it still has that reverse directional flex, meaning stiffer nose progressively softening back up to the tail. Right outside that front insert pack, you notice that it gets softer and keeps getting softer. The torsional flex, it's there. It's not overly abundant. It's not underwhelming. When it comes to stability, oh my God, I felt everything in this board. It didn't matter what type of terrain I was in. My legs were taking a hammering. I got leg cramps and foot fatigue from this board because it didn't dampen anything. This was a board that went from being a very smooth ride to being so lively, I felt everything. It just takes that hammering in the nose, all that power resonates under the front foot, and then it hammers that camber section and more energy comes up underfoot. You feel everything. This thing absolutely sucked to ride in lumpy terrain, whereas in the past, I would have had no problem with it. The camber section is super easy to engage, and for what this board is, it actually has some really good snap, which surprised me. So you load the camber up, you roll back on that 5% rocker in the tail, and boom, you're in the air. Well, they softened this board up, which makes buttering easier, so if you want to do high-speed wheelies on the tail, you can until you hit something under the snow, and then it bucks you. Now, with the nose having a longer rocker section, it's easier to press on. You're going to be able to pop a 180, get your weight out over it, lock it in, and have it hold. Why? Because you need something to do on this board because you can't go fast and run shit over anymore. The edge-to-edge power transmission is powerful, but not smooth. In fact, if anything, this board isn't what it used to be. When I did get it on edge, it was kind of lackluster. I actually ended up sliding backwards through a chute because the edge completely disengaged. If you're on a perfect groomer, yeah, it'll hold an edge, but when you start to get into like firmer, steeper snow, it just leaves more to be desired. They literally took a board that, in my opinion, was absolutely perfect for the way it was marketed and ruined it. It just does not carve the way that it used to. You end up just feeling fatigued when you're on edge. It just does not stay locked in. Who's this board for? Somebody that hasn't ridden a sashimi and thinks they're some badass big mountain rider. When they're not, they're really just cruising the blues. Like, this thing's a letdown. All I can say is, what the hell, Rossignol? You took a great board and just absolutely ruined it. This thing was putrid. I was on the 62. I feel like even if I'd upsized to the 67, I still would have had issues. Like, this is not what this board was. It rode like complete ass, to the point I actually contacted my local rep to be like, did I get a mispick in the pre-production samples? What's going on? And he told me, nope, this is production. This thing is horrible. This is not what it used to be. Seriously, Rossignol, your boards have come such a long way. They're dialed, and then you did this. Awful. It makes me wonder if you're just sitting around chain smoking cigarettes in France, just pounding Magnum bottles of wine, drunk as hell, high on cigarettes, huffing your own farts, going, what the hell? Let's just do this. We will be fine. You know, like, what the hell? What the hell? This was bad. This was like absolutely awful. Comparable boards, and believe me, these are all better. The Libtech Retro Ripper, the Amplit Snowmalier, the Ride Mountain Pig. Binding recommendations: the Jones Mercury, the Rome DOD, the Ride C8. This has been my review of the Rossignol XV. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? God, I hope you're not buying one, and I hope you don't disagree with me. Anyways, let's have a conversation about this board. Leave me a comment down below. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video. Seriously, what the hell, Rossignol?